Hi everybody, Supervisor George Homan, and welcome to another edition of Meet Me on Main, the show where I check out the best restaurant gems that Clarkstown has to offer. This morning we're at Craft Taqueria, a new Spanish-themed restaurant right here in New City. Let's go on and meet Jeff, the owner and chef. This is really a first for Meet Me on Main. This is actually the first restaurant that's been recommended by our viewers to be profiled. Tell us a little bit about your background story. You're born and raised in Rockland?
Yeah, born and raised in Rockland. I went to Johnson & Wales University for culinary arts and then went straight to Manhattan to start my culinary career. Primarily the first restaurant that I worked in on the Lower East Side of Manhattan was a Mexican taqueria and cevicheria, and those amazing flavors that I was introduced to really stuck with me. That was the first job, and 20 years later I've circled back to it, and that's really what I decided I wanted to bring to Rockland County.
You worked in some pretty high-end places. What really made you come to a smaller restaurant here in Rockland County?
Well, this concept was really just about the food. It wasn't about nightlife, bars, cocktails, beers. We wanted a place that was just going to be focusing on the food, the fresh ingredients, and giving people a taste of the fine dining food in a more casual environment and more accessible than having to go to Manhattan.
What are like your top sellers here?
Our top seller has always been the skirt steak taco, which is a local black Angus skirt steak. We do a black garlic marinade, which is, that's kind of what gives it its punch. It gives it a unique flavor. It's excellent. We have some other top contenders now. We have our birria taco, which is a special. It's kind of remained a special for several months now. People really enjoy that. It's a local short rib and oxtail that are slowly braised. We make our own veal stock. We add a lot of Mexican chilies and spices and cook it real slow. This technique is where you cook it on the flat top with some melted Oaxaca cheese. You add your braised meats, and it becomes like a crispy shell from a soft corn tortilla. And then we serve it with some of the consommé, so you can dip the taco into that and eat it, and it's a pretty amazing experience, something different, but people love it. Our guacamole is always a top seller. It's a must-have, when you're getting tacos, and it's very simple. It's very simply prepared, simple ingredients, but they're always fresh. It's always made several times a day. We use tomato, jalapeno, white onion, lemon juice, salt and pepper, and cilantro, and that's it. There's no big secret to it. It's just the preparation. Right now we're doing the soft shell crabs with a lemongrass and coconut curry that we make in-house. We have some pea tendrils that look beautiful, so we make a salad with those. We pickled ramps, so that that's another popular dish people really like. We'll probably have it for another week, and then we'll do something else with the crabs. We'll do a Baja style soft shell crab taco, and we'll keep changing.
Those are some of your typical smaller to medium-sized plates. You have some large plate dishes as well. Maybe speak about some of those.
Yeah, we offer our black Angus skirt steak. It's as a taco, or you can get a 12-ounce steak, which is made to order like everything else. We have a half chicken that we marinate with our house-made adobo. That's cooked under a brick. So it's another option for a large plate is a half roasted chicken. And then we do a shrimp and chorizo dish where we get 6 shrimp in our house-made chorizo. Those are served over rice with our house-made Mexican coleslaw.
So this is my first time coming to Craft Taqueria, and it was outstanding. There were so many options on the menu. It was kind of hard to pick, to be honest, but they recommended we go with the specials, and so I had the cauliflower tacos. The sauce, the crisp on the cauliflower, delicious. This is going to be my new lunchtime spot for the rest of the summer.
So what's the key, in your opinion, to running a Mexican restaurant, Mexican themed restaurant, Spanish style food that really makes it unique for this area?
Yeah, I think it's all about the freshness of the ingredients and making everything in-house as opposed to buying it. Everything that you see on our menu is made here. So every salsa, guacamole, the cremas that we make, it's all made in-house. Our bacon marmalade, tomato jam. We joke in the kitchen that the prep never ends in this restaurant. It can be a challenging kitchen to work in. It's not flipping burgers for a paycheck. If you're working here, you're passionate about food, and this is what you really love to do. So it just makes it a nice place to work. Where everyone's equally as passionate.
So you have some really great desserts here as well. Let's talk about those.
So all of our desserts are handmade in-house. We do a flan that's on our menu, arroz con tres leches, and then we rotate special desserts almost weekly. They can vary based on seasonal ingredients and different holidays that come up. We do carrot and coconut cakes, which are very popular. And then we do all kinds of seasonal pies.
Obviously, as being the first restaurant that's been recommended by the viewers to us, and there were a lot. We had about 3 dozen people that actually were singing your praises for both eat-in and for takeout. So it's certainly doing something well in getting through the pandemic and developing a following here, because we've had a number of restaurants recommended, and we're going to try and get to those, but you were the first one that was recommended by so many people. So it speaks well of your cuisine. What's the significance of the name and how you came up with it?
Well, the name is just meaning that everything we do is handcrafted. Everything that you'll find on our menu and any specials that we do, we do everything from scratch, from our baking to our specials to our handmade tortillas. It started as a taqueria, and we're seeing what this kitchen is really capable of doing. So we're doing a lot of large plates and specials, and the menu is not only evolving, but it's also expanding and growing. So it's not just takeout tacos.
Well, that was Craft Taqueria, a great addition to New City. Next up, we're heading over to Nanuet to an authentic sushi and hibachi place. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Elaine Applebaum, Superintendent of Recreation and Parks for the town of Clarkstown. The Recreation and Parks Department provides comprehensive programs and activities for our entire community, from preschoolers right through senior citizens. Whether it's spring, summer, winter, or fall, we have something for everyone all year long. Clarkstown remains committed to providing our residents with a variety of quality programs that are family-friendly and of individual interest to all. Visit clarkstown.org and click on the Recreation Guide tab to find out more about all that we do and offer. We hope you take advantage of all the wonderful facilities and programs that we offer here in Clarkstown. This is what makes Clarkstown such a wonderful place to live.
And welcome back to Meet Me on Main, our show where we check out the best restaurant gems that Clarkstown has to offer. We're here in Nanuet, and for longtime residents, you'll think of this place as the Triangle Steak Pub. More recently, Crossroads. But since 2015, it's Cho Cho San, a great hibachi and sushi place. Let's go inside and meet Anna and Peter, the owners. So Anna, thank you for having us here at Cho Cho San.
Oh, thank you for giving us a chance, to be on the show.
But maybe you could tell us a little bit about yourself and your husband. You guys are originally from China?
Yes. Me and my husband, we both are from China, Fuzhou. And he came here at 1998. I came here at 2001. That's a chance we came to Crosstown. Then I fall in love with it at the first sign. I think something from bottom of my heart or something up there to tell me, here you know, that's your place.
So you first started off with the restaurant behind us, Cho Cho San Noodle, right?
Yes, before with Chochosan sushi. Then the chance, you know, we saw this location, and my husband Peter, he always been a hibachi head chef for many years. And to open his own hibachi restaurant, it's one of his dreams.
So it's a much larger place. You have the hibachi tables in the back, which is really, so it's very spacious, and a lot of parties here as well, right?
We're big on hibachi parties, birthday, anniversary, kids, their graduations. At the time of season, you gotta make a reservation.
Maybe tell us a little bit about your menu. What are your top sellers?
Our appetizer are very, very good. Lobster rolls with lobster salad with spring mix inside and topped with fresh lemon, fresh mango, and the cani. Have a nice combination flavor with the juicy mango. People die for it. They're loving it. And we get kiss of a fire, like a little appetizer with crispy rice over the spicy tuna. It's amazing. And the puppy love, you know, with the seaweed salads and the tuna inside with the purple chip on top. You know, every single special signature roll, they're loving it. They're loving it.
So one of my favorite rolls here is the princess roll. Could you tell us a little bit about that one?
Yeah, the princess roll are with the shrimp tempura cucumber and topped with the fresh avocado and with a little spicy and the eel sauce over it. It's great. You know, one of the princess roll, authenticity, which is a pepper tuna on top with the mango salsa. This is a raw, but princess is cooked, lobster roll is cooked. We have great a diamond roll. It has the tuna, salmon, and avocado, and topped with different caviar. OMG roll is definitely one of the popular rolls. It has the tuna, salmon, yellowtail shrimp, and crab meat avocado, and whole roll with a crispy fry and with a special dynamic sauce on top. People are loving it, loving it. It's one of the top sellers.
We're here at Chochosan. It's definitely a local favorite and great sushi, great food. Excited to be here.
I came to visit my son today all the way from Pennsylvania, and this is the greatest sushi place. We don't have anything like this in PA.
And let's talk about the hibachi, because it's really an experience here.
For a great chef, it does engage with customers a lot. They give you special entertainment. They cook you everything fresh in front of you, one by one, and they show you the catching skills, and also
and the knife skills too, right?
Knife skill too. Knife skill, and you gotta know how to handle the temperature, because the grill, it's not easy, because on the center ones are very, very hot. So the chef gotta know when is the time I gotta move to the side a little bit.
They've got to engage with the customer and keep them involved and entertained, but at the same time they've got to really keep a focus and not lose track of cooking. It's multifaceted. It's got to be pretty stressful for him, right?
Yes. So it's really not easy, and also they have to engage with customer, and also with doing catching shows. Yeah. It's I would say, a good chef, it does really make a difference. People have, they entertain them, and also they making a nice food.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You've got a great bar here as well, and you have Japanese IPAs and sake that you really can't find anywhere else. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, we having a sushi over here, and we have a hibachi. So we want to create our, Chochosan to become one of the unique, in this town. So we have a big selection of, all the Japanese import sake. And we have a, Japanese, IPA. We have like a green tea mocha. It's so special and delicious. And yes, I mean, we really want to create a nice, Japanese little town.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And you have some specialty drinks as well?
Special, yeah, we have a lot of, tropical drinks, like our Mai Tais, our Taxels, zombies. We have coconut crushers, mojitos. We have a nice sangrias. It's on weekends, the bartender, it's getting nuts when there's parties over here. We have a very, very nice martinis, also. So our bars is, have a nice selection and, white offers.
Tell me about your hibachi to go as well, because that's something unique as well.
So Peter came up with an idea, he, asked, somebody to make one of the hibachi grill. So he could carry it to people's house. And it is a big surprise, people are loving it. And Peter will bring whole settings with hibachi grill, with a sushi appetizer, nice soup, nice salads, and we're gonna do it on the either backyard, garage, driveway. It's been fun. It's been fun.
Well, that's
and
incredible.
people are calling. Are you the restaurant doing the hibachi to go? It is pretty. It's amazing the job that Peter done when they go to people's house.
That's very special because it's literally, you go to a hibachi place. A hibachi place doesn't really come to you.
Yes.
You can come here with somebody that wants sushi. You could come here with somebody who may want the hibachi experience. But you also have non-sushi and hibachi foods. Maybe you could tell us about some of the other alternatives for people.
Sure. With the sushi and hibachi, and also, people who don't like sushi, because when they think about it, it's like, oh, it's gonna be all raw. But we have a nice kitchen, a selection too. They could do hibachi to go. Also, we have a nice bento box. You have, it does have including a chicken teriyaki, have a nice dumplings, have a little shrimp tempura appetizer, and have a little sushi on it. And also, you could do like a noodle, like soba. And we have a nice chicken teriyaki dish or like a steak teriyaki. People are loving it.
So Anna, thank you so very much for showing us Cho Cho San. It's really a favorite place for my family, and we learned a lot about you and your background, and it's really become a staple in the Clarkstown community. So thank you for welcoming us in.
Thank you for having us over here and in your TV show. And I really, really appreciate it during pandemic, and the town will help us a lot for doing the outdoors. It means a lot for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, that was Cho Cho San, a real go-to place for sushi and hibachi food right here in Clarkstown. Up next on Meet Me on Main, we're going from Main Street Nanuet to Main Street New City for a classic Italian restaurant. Stay tuned. In 2016, the town of Clarkstown launched a program to honor our local veterans and those currently serving in the armed forces of the United States. Residents or businesses can sponsor a veteran or active duty service member with a military tribute banner. The banners will be displayed on the light posts in the various hamlet centers from Armed Forces Day and Memorial Day to Veterans Day. Each banner honors a veteran or active duty service member by displaying their photo, branch of service, and military service information. Local families and businesses can sponsor a banner, which are given to the family or sponsor at the end of the display period. The banners are a small way we can acknowledge the sacrifice many of our neighbors have made, serving our community and our country.
I would just like to say I'm so pleased with the banner program that the town of Clarkstown has done, because I love to drive down Main Street now. And so many of the banners are people that I know.
The military banners themselves are a very great idea, and they're very impressive.
I also think it's wonderful to have this banner program because it's so important, it's so powerful in a community to accept veterans and to make us part of your community. And I think that the banners recognize our service.
Military banner in New City makes me feel like I'm important and part of the town. Honoring me and the rest of the veterans in this way, I think brings to light that there is people out there that serve the country, and it's good for the community, I think.
My kids were so excited to see the banner, and I think that it gives them a sense that I am being recognized for something that I did, that something I did mattered, and I think that's very powerful.
Our local veterans and active duty service members are our true heroes, and this program allows Clarkstown to proudly honor them all throughout the entire town. We hope that you'll consider joining us in honoring those who deserve it the most. For more information about the program or to sponsor a banner, please call my office or visit our website at www.clarkstown.org and click the Military Tribute Banner program. Thank you. Welcome back to Meet Me on Main, the show where I check out the best restaurants that Clarkstown has to offer. We're here in New City at a trendy Manhattan-style bar restaurant. Of course we're at Norcina's. Let's go inside and meet the owners. So I'm here with Milan Dobrilovich, one of the owners of Norcina in New City. So Milan, thanks for having us in.
You're welcome, thank you for coming.
So this is a great trendy restaurant here in New City, just here a couple of years. Maybe you could tell us about the inspiration for this restaurant.
Norcina's a Manhattan-style, live, trendy restaurant bar with fine dining cuisine. We have an extensive wine list, the best whiskey selection around, craft beers, and we try to make it your typical Rockland County, family-friendly, casual atmosphere.
And you're a local, right? You went to school here?
I grew up in Clarkstown my whole life. I went to Clarkstown South. My partner Nick went to Clarkstown North, and Eric, the chef, just recently moved up here from Jersey.
Right, and they're three of the four owners here, right?
Yes.
So how'd you get started here in New City?
So I had a pizzeria for 10 years in West Nyack. Nick was working the bar restaurant scene in Nyack for about 13 years. Eric was working in some of the best restaurants all over New York City. The three of us wanted to open up a restaurant. We found this space and it was an empty space, so we built it exactly the way we wanted it, with the whole theme of how we wanted to go with everything, and it kind of just fell into place.
So Chef Eric joins us now, and you've always wanted to own a restaurant. Tell us how you got into the restaurant business.
So I went to culinary school. From there I worked at a place called Italy in Manhattan, and kind of just developed my love for Italian food there.
So tell me about your rigatoni ragu.
Yeah, so the rigatoni ragu starts off with our handmade extruded rigatoni. You know, we use semolina flour. There's a little bit of egg in our mix and water. It's kind of like a bolognese, but not quite. We do a mixture of lamb, pork, and beef. And then in there, you know, there's a ton of different, you know, vegetables. There's wine. There's, you know, some milk actually goes in there. And it's cooked for over 3 hours for a long time. Just kind of develop the flavor. Probably one of our best-selling dishes, definitely.
Tell me about your mozzarella. That's handmade here as well, right?
Yeah, so exactly. We stretch all our curd here in house. We have a really great caprese salad, and we make bocconcini, which are small little mozzarella balls, you know, and we make them fresh daily for the salad. So they're always, you know, like really tender and a little bit creamy. And again, we stretch all our mozzarella for our pizzas. We make mozzarella sticks, you know, we make that mozzarella and then bread it and fry it. And, a lot of mozzarella for the whole kitchen.
You also have Chef Eric's chicken, you know, as well. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so we have it's called Chef Eric's fried chicken sandwich, and it's funny, this kind of took off when that whole Popeyes craze was going on. So I was thinking, I was like, oh, let me try to mess around with like a cool fried chicken sandwich, and it's a huge hit. So it's we use a chicken thigh instead of, you know, traditional chicken breast, It gets brined in buttermilk, a bunch of different spices, and you know, like a really cool flour mix that we do is there's actually like some rice flour, some cornstarch in there. It stays super crispy, and you guys just have to try it. It's so good.
And of course, you've got, you know, pizza to die for. Tell us about your pizzas.
So our pizza, we try to use like the best, you know, possible ingredients to make our pizzas. We have Caputo flour, which is, you know, flown in from Italy. We do, you know, these amazing muti tomatoes. Honestly, probably one of my favorite, you know, canned tomatoes that you can get. They're also from Italy. And then, you know, the cheese that we make. So like, you know, all these ingredients that are just amazing on their own, we kind of just put them together, and you know, it just speaks for itself. Like, we do as little as possible to these items, and they're so delicious.
Right. You let the dish speak for itself.
Absolutely.
You just the finest ingredients, and you just let that become the star of the show.
Exactly. It's kind of like the Italian model, and it's funny because I'm not Italian, you know, but I adopted this model because it's simple, it's fresh, and it's delicious. That's exactly what it is.
Pizza here is delicious. All the food here is spectacular, I have to say that. The meatballs are amazing. The arugula salad and the pizza, of course, again, delicious. I've been in the food business my whole life. Amazing. You really have to try it.
You have some other dishes you want to tell us about as well, right?
Yeah, we have a fan favorite, charred Brussels Caesar salad, and this thing it's kind of like a phenomenon. Like, we put it on the menu. It's a shaved Brussels sprouts, like quickly, like hard sear in a pan with olive oil, and then it gets tossed with a Caesar dressing, some really good DOP Parmesan, our house-made Caesar dressing, like I said. It was supposed to be like a seasonal item. We had taken it off for, I think it was like a day, and we were getting phone calls like, why did you take this salad off? Like literally like threats. So we ended up putting it back, and no item on the menu has sold as much as this salad. It's so good, and like just definitely a fan favorite.
And definitely unique for, you know, you can't really get that anywhere else.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like it before, and you know, it's kind of like a creation that I kind of came up with, and it just worked so well, and just, you know, flew from there.
So Nick, you're one of the owners, you're responsible for the bar. How long have you been a bartender for?
I've bartended about 15 years, and I got together with Eric in Milan and wanted to bring a nice bar to the neighborhood with some craft beers, rotating craft beers, and an extensive bourbon list, some nice wines, and some handcrafted cocktails.
So Nick, you do the Norcina, that's a big drink here. Tell us about that.
So that has some nice fresh herbs that we always have in-house, rosemary and basil, that's how I crafted that. Add a little sweetness from the agave, some fresh squeezed grapefruit juice, and a little club soda.
And it's and that's a top seller here, right?
Yeah.
You also do, you have an in-house barrel old fashioned. Tell us about that.
So we have in-house barrel old fashioned, and we basic simple recipe with bitters, some cherries, oranges, and you muddle that up with some sugar, and you add some bourbon to it, and served it over a rock.
Tell us about your bourbon selection. You've got a really extensive bourbon selection.
We got a big bourbon selection. We try to get all the hard sought after bourbons for everyone so they can have a taste at an affordable price.
And also a pretty good wine list as well, right?
About 15 different types of wines, reds, about 10 different whites, everything from your popular wines to your extensive high-end wines.
You switch the beers up, right? So tell us a little bit of how that goes. You have them different seasonally. Tell us what you have.
So we would get a lot of like nice lagers and ales for the summer, spring, summer, and then we have we'll lean towards the darker stouts for winter. We always try to get some nice rotation of seasonal beers in from local and all around the country, some popular beers.
What makes your bar unique and different from other bars? Is it the bourbons? Is it the beer? Is it the combination?
I think it's a combination of them all. I think you don't find too many places that have rotating craft beers, a large bourbon selection, nice wine selection, and handcrafted cocktails all in one. Usually it's one over another, but we have it all here.
Well, that was Norcina's. The owners hope to expand to Clarkstown's first rooftop bar. Well, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you've enjoyed this edition of Meet Me on Main, our culinary cruise around Clarkstown. If you'd like to suggest a restaurant for us to profile, please contact me at supervisor@clarkstown.org. Of course, please follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until next time, I'm Supervisor George Homan, and I'll meet you on Main.